Will the cast of Disney's Descendants stay this broken forever? Have they moved on with their careers, or are they still stuck on the Isle of the Lost? Have Dove's fans gotten over that photo yet? Let's see what the cast of the hit franchise are up to now that they've been set free. Sofia Carson. You could say that Sofia Carson is sort of a big deal. When the actress was cast as Evie, aka the daughter of the nasty evil queen that tried to off Snow White, it seemed like the perfect choice. She's beautiful, has that kind of wicked look about her, and most of all, she can really sing. She puts our Disney karaoke nights to shame. As for how she reacted to the tragedy that shook the entire cast, we'll get to that later. Descendants helped Carson to blow up, and even while she was still filming the movies, other offers flooded in. She's starred in a few different things for the House of Mouse, as well as the freeform drama Pretty Little Liars, The Perfectionists. Okay, it got canceled after one season, but that's not the point. At least she's getting work, right? But Carson isn't just an actress looking to smash it on screen. She's a serious musician too. Let's face it, most singing Disney stars like to release an album every now and then. Shout out to Hilary Duff. But not everyone is really cut out for it. Sofia is. Carson has been working on her first record for a few years now, but she's given us a few different tastes of what we can expect, including the 2016 single, Love Is the Name. You might think that's enough to keep the 27-year-old busy, but it's not. When she's not in front of a microphone or shooting another movie, Sofia is modeling. Earlier this year, she was named the latest global ambassador for makeup giant Revlon. As for what she has coming up next, well, that's just as exciting. Sofia is currently working on the movie Songbird alongside Riverdale thirst trap himself, KJ Apa. The thriller is produced by Transformers director Michael Bay and also stars Demi Moore. So, in short, Sofia is killing it and isn't slowing down anytime soon. Dove Cameron. With a name like Dove Cameron, how can you not grow up to be a superstar, right? Dove put a spell on us as Maleficent's daughter Mal, showing us that there are so many ways to be wicked. Honestly, she made being bad look really good. As the lead actress in the franchise, all eyes have been on Dove ever since the first movie was released back in 2015. As an actress, a model, and a singer, many fans feel like Dove is the perfect role model. But they also tend to forget that she's a grown woman too. Cameron was already 19 when signed up for the franchise, and she's 24 now. Yeah, she's a Disney star, but she doesn't want that to define her, which is probably why she gets a little racy on the gram sometimes. When we say that the actress has a huge platform, we mean huge. Over 37 million people follow her Instagram alone. Back in 2019, Dove did what countless other stars do and posted a selfie of herself wearing a white tank without a bra. People went wild, slamming her and saying she's a bad influence. One follower said, "Honey, what are you posting? You're a professional actress working with Disney." Dove clapped back hard and said she wouldn't bow down to other people's ideas of what was appropriate, quoting feminist authors. Honestly, we're here for it. She's done the same kind of thing more recently, so Dove isn't going to change her attitude anytime soon. Aside from being a Disney star, the blonde beauty has worked on live stage musicals, including Hairspray and Mamma Mia, as well as releasing some singles of her own. There's also one thing that fans ship really hard. She's dating fellow Descendants star Thomas Doherty. Looks like Dove got her fairy tale ending after all. Boo Boo Stewart. 26-year-old dancing king Boo Boo Stewart landed on his feet when he scored the part of Jay in the Descendants franchise. As the son of Jafar, his character definitely had a shady side that couldn't be ignored. But that's why we love him so much. In reality, Boo Boo is a total sweetheart that's been working with Disney for quite a long time. But Descendants wasn't exactly his big break. Back in 2010, when he was just a teenager, Boo Boo starred in the Twilight Saga Eclipse as Seth Clearwater. It was one of the most talked about movies of the year, so it gave him some great exposure. 4 years later, he was starring as Warpath in X-Men Days of Future Past. When it comes to mainstream success, Boo Boo was already a veteran before he even stepped foot on the Descendants set. Enough about the past though. What's Boo Boo up to now that he's done with the Disney movies? You can catch the actor as Peter Dragswolf in the upcoming Kevin Costner drama Let Him Go, which is set to drop sometime in the next few months. Boo Boo isn't just sticking to the big screen though, as he's set to reprise the part of Vic Lakota from the 2017 musical movie American Satan in the upcoming TV spin-off Paradise City. Fans of the movie are probably dying to see Boo Boo alongside some bona fide rock stars like Andy Biersack from Black Veil Brides and Kellen Quinn from Sleeping with Sirens. There's no doubt that Boo Boo is keeping himself busy, but the end of Descendants had him pretty shook too. In an emotional Instagram post marking the release of the final movie, he said, "Tomorrow's the day. There aren't enough ways to say thank you that measure up to the amount of love you have all shown us and our movies. Tomorrow will be an emotional day for a lot of you, and that's okay." We can't. Can someone pass the tissues? When he's not acting his socks off, Boo Boo is a killer artist, so in short, there's really nothing he can't do. Cameron Boyce. If you think we needed tissues before, then we're really going to need them now. Cameron Boyce was an amazingly talented actor, and one of the youngest cast members from Descendants. As Cruella de Vil's son Carlos, he served up some black and white realness, with some seriously slick dance moves and a vocal range that most of us can't even come close to. Sadly, Cameron passed away suddenly on July 6th last year, at just 20 years old, before the third movie came out. Everyone was completely shell-shocked by his passing. According to his family, it was due to complications of epilepsy. His fans were devastated, but no one was more shattered by the loss than his family and his Descendants castmates. Dove Cameron released a video where she cried her eyes out and read a letter that she had written, saying how she still couldn't believe it was true. It was beautiful and heartbreaking all in one. Dove wasn't the only cast member to pay tribute to Cameron. Nearly everyone he came into contact with said how sad they were about it. Recently, Sofia Carson told ET, "I'll never forget that day. All of us were just overwhelmed in thinking he was just the happiest, most beautiful soul, and that no matter what, his soul will live on forever in his legacy because he's loved by so many and had the most selfless heart. It was more a feeling that Cam gave when he was around you. I think his sister put it so beautifully, that he was sunshine wearing shoes. That's exactly who he is." Oof, it's a lot to take in, right? Just before his passing, Cameron was due to start working on a project with Adam Sandler, so great things were happening for him. In 2019, the Cameron Boyce Foundation was set up to help young people get through creative outlets. It's the perfect way to honor Cameron's memory, and exactly what he would have wanted. Mitchell Hope. Mitchell Hope wasn't one of the four main characters in the franchise, but he was a big part of it. As Ben, the son of Beauty and the Beast, he's the heir to Aradon and Mal's love interest. Their love story is a huge part of what keeps Descendants so interesting. Mitchell is relatively new to the business compared to some of the other cast members, and hasn't really worked as much as they have. Since The Descendants wrapped, he appeared alongside Kiernan Shipka as Tobin in the movie Let It Snow, which is probably the biggest project he's had since. When it comes to what he's up to now, it looks like Mitchell is keeping his future projects on the DL. His last Instagram post was a touching tribute to Cameron Boyce 8 weeks ago to mark the first anniversary of his passing. Alongside a picture of them together in costume, Mitchell said, "The most talented man I ever knew. Miss you heaps, buddy." The 26-year-old star doesn't even have a Wikipedia page yet, but that definitely doesn't mean he isn't going to be doing great things. We know he's going to smash it, because that's what true kings do. Sarah Jeffrey. You'd probably think that the daughter of Princess Aurora and Prince Philip would be really nice, but apparently not. Audrey was a massive pain in the butt throughout all the movies. Only by the third one she reached breaking point and turned into a bona fide villain. Sarah Jeffrey did a great job of playing the character. But what's she up to now? Well, it turns out that even when Descendants was still going, Sarah was making waves in the industry. She starred alongside the queen herself, Jennifer Lopez, in Shades of Blue as her daughter, from 2016 up until the show was canceled. Then, in February 2018, she was cast as the lead character Maggie Vera in the CW reboot of that witchy show we all stan, Charmed. Right now, Sarah is still working on the series, so she's definitely got her hands full. It's always good to know that the actresses we like aren't being rejected at every turn, isn't it? When she isn't owning Hollywood like the superstar she is, Sarah is hanging out with her friends on vacations that most of us would kill for. Not that we're jealous or anything. What do you think? Did you cry just as hard as we did talking about Cameron Boyce? Will the rest of the cast continue dominating Hollywood, or fade away like some other Disney stars? Let us know what you think in the comments.